So everybody knows the most important thing about trading is your entry and your exit. So in this video, I'm gonna go over entries because I feel like your entry is a little more important than your exit. You wanna start the trade off profitable. So I'm gonna give you an example of a trade that I did on Friday and why I took this trade. All right, so looking at AMD, right? We got all these moving averages and there's so many of them that I don't know which one it is, but as you can see, the RSI sometimes use this midpoint as a level of support and resistance, right? If you look right here, it went up to touch it, it went down. It went down to it, it popped back up. So the RSI, the midline and the RSI sometimes act as support or resistance. So if we look, but also when it crosses, it kind of changes the direction of the stock. It crossed the midline right there as the stock is going up. So sometimes when it crosses, it changes the direction of the stock, right? All right, so this is what we were looking at. So right here, it comes down to the moving average with a candle that has a wick going through the moving average, right? And it's basically like the whole candle is right there with wick going down below the moving average. So at the same time, and the MACD looked like it was a little delayed, but the MACD looked like it was en route to start trading, to start trending in the other direction with the MACD cross. Now I feel like the MACD was a little delayed on that one, but I kind of saw what it was planning to do. So it comes down to this moving average, using it as support. But we also had the RSI crossing right here. So this would have been a nice entry for a trade right here going up. I personally don't get in on that first candle. I like for it to retest. So I usually wait for the next candle, which as you can see, this next candle actually did retest. It opened, came down, and then went back up and closed above the moving average. So my entry would have either been this next red candle, which that entry I would have started off in a negative probably. But as once I seen that red candle retest this right here, then it's an easy entry right here going up. You know what I'm saying? But the best entries are entries that are planned and waited for. You don't just dive in an entry right away, right? So I'm gonna go on Palantir and I'm gonna show y'all a great entry on Palantir, right? So right here, you got the RSI coming down to that level of support, and it looked like it's respecting that level of support. At the same time, the MACD looked like it was gonna cross, but kept going in the upward direction. At the same time, where we at right here? At the same time, the stock came down to the 100 MA. So right around this time, I'll be looking to see what this is gonna do, right? It came down to the 100 MA. Is it gonna go down to the 50? You know, and the 50, 100, and the 20 SMA is like all right here. So you got three moving averages all like kind of combined within each other. So this trade probably would have been an entry right here for me. And I would have been watching real close what the stock was going to do with the 200. This red candle would have scared me. I probably would have got out there. But as you can see, it kind of used it as support, went up, and now it looked like it's forming a bull flag. So it could be possibly going up again. So your entries are really important. Entries are really important. I feel like entries are really important. I feel like your exits are just as important, but I like entries more than exits. The most volatile and most profitable time in the stock market is the first couple hours, probably the first 1 to 2 hours. So those are the times that you really want to look to jump in the trade. But sometimes news come out and news come out at 1 p.m. or they report interest rates or inflation or whatever, and it could send the stock spiraling in one direction or the other. So if you miss your first trade, it's okay because you didn't lose money. But if they're reporting something on that day, you could wait after the report, and then the stock will either soar or decline right after that report. But I always feel like if you don't see a setup, if you're not confident in your trade, it's okay to not trade and wait for the next day, man. It's better to make sure that you're gonna make money instead of putting yourself in a position to lose money. I'm Mike the Money Motivator, man. I got another trading video coming for y'all tomorrow, plus some live trades next week. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe.